What's up, everybody? Welcome to Hammerdown Motorsports. If you guys are new to the channel, my name is Steve Fast, and here we are in the Hammerdown Motorsports shop. Now, you can probably hear in the background the trees blowing against the side of the building and maybe some lawnmowers in the distance. And hey, maybe we'll even get lucky and hear one of the 100 neighbors' dogs. But that's just kind of how it goes around here. And well, we just try to enjoy the area that we have to work in and just kind of make the best of it. I do have some big things for the Rebel, but we're not going to show you that just yet. Well, because I'm waiting for one part for it, and well, the reason I needed that part was my own fault, but we'll get into that in that video. It's kind of a long whole process, but either way, the Rebel's gonna be awesome. Can't wait to go on the beach, try that thing out, do some off-roading. We're gonna be doing some more off-road stuff here on the channel. I know we started out with a Camaro. We're going to the track, going to Camaro Fest and driving all around with a race trailer and having fun with that car. I would like to do maybe some roll racing with that, take it out to Pocono and do some of the slipstream events if I could get into that. And it would just be fun to take that thing up to high speed, because it is definitely made more for that than it is for drag racing, being that it is a manual. But yeah, the Camaro, that's kind of where that's at right now. It works the way it is. It needs a little bit of an adjustment on the tune, but other than that, I mean, you can get in it, you can drive it, you can have some fun with it, bag the back roads with it. The Vortex supercharger works amazingly. It definitely has all the power you need for the street, but we might have to tweak that one again down the road. I mean, I would like to have a big old choppy, lumpy cam in that thing, and then we have to do some head stuff and, yeah, you know, just basically tear it apart and spend another $3 or $4 grand on it. But we just did a bunch of stuff to the Rebel, so that is kind of the focal point right now. And then we do have the Bronco coming tentatively. It's ordered. I haven't gotten anything past that. Basically, the dealership called me just because I wanted to add the door bags and all that kind of stuff. We can talk a little bit about just kind of the order that I made. I don't have a build sheet in front of me, so I might miss some of the things. But basically what we are getting is a Badlands edition, because I wanted the disconnecting sway bar. And from what I understand, the Wild Track does not have that. But so many things have changed. Like when I first looked at the Bronco, obviously I just went to the top model. I was like, okay, I want that one. But then after kind of reading the forums and going through all the videos and whatever, I kind of decided more of the Badlands is going to be more for me, because the Wild Track's more like the Baja, like off-road desert runner, high-speed runner, all that kind of stuff. And the Badlands is more for like the off-roader. And that's, I think, more so suited to Pennsylvania. That's why probably more or less I decided against the TRX, because the TRX is more like a Raptor Baja truck, super wide. It's not really, I mean, you can daily drive it. I drive a huge Cummins dually diesel, and I have no problem getting around with that thing, but it is wide, and it does cost a lot of money, and they are really hard to get, and dealer markups are crazy right now, so that's why I didn't get a TRX. But we are getting the Bronco, and the Bronco I think is going to scratch that itch, because I know a lot of people that drove in the Bronco and have a lot of Raptor experience have said that the Raptor is great if you want to fly through the desert, but for off-roading, the Bronco is definitely a better machine for that, being that it is smaller, it has the cutting brake, and all that kind of fun stuff. I got the Badlands. I got it in white. I know nobody's surprised about that. I was actually thinking about going with a different color, but I just decided at the end of the day, white doesn't show the scratches nearly as easily as the other colors do. I'm not really one for, like, I have the blue Dart, and I think that just suits that car because it's a Mopar B5 blue. And I didn't really like the Cyber Orange. I don't really want a red vehicle. And they didn't have any like really crazy color that I thought was like super cool that I had to have. So white's gonna work. It's gonna match the fleet. We have the white Rebel, we have the white Camaro, and well, we have the white Range Rover and the white Yukon as well. But all that said, I mean, I'm a white car kind of person. That's just, my first car was a white car, my second car was a white car, and those were used, obviously, and I didn't really have a choice, so I just kind of grew to love white cars because they were just kind of easy to maintain, and that's really just kind of the way that ended up. And I like the way they look. They're clean, they're pretty, you know, once you shine them up and everything, they got a really elegant look, and I think they really complement body lines and just like the way the taillights are. There's no real like clash to them, and then you can add any accent color you want and it'll look good. So that's just kind of the white color that I chose for the Bronco, is why I like that. But I did get a Lux package, so I got all the toys, all the bells and whistles. I was actually going to go with a lower model and just kind of add my own stuff, but my wife would like to drive it as well, and she wants all the frilly fancy stuff, so that's why we did that. We got heated seats, heated steering wheel. That's why I went with the Deluxe package, because I wanted the heated steering wheel as well. 360 camera and all that kind of stuff. So it's gonna have all the little goodies on it. And I did go Sasquatch package, even though unfortunately they do have Goodyear tires as the 35s, opposed to the BF Goodrich, which I would have rather preferred, but it is what it is. That's what it comes with. We can always switch it out later. No big deal. I did want to have the capability with the 35-inch tires, and I just think that's going to work out a whole lot better. So we do have some mezzanine updates as well, but we're just going to kind of go through just the basics of the Bronco and just kind of why I wanted it in the first place. Anyway, I did have a Jeep. I've said this before. I didn't really off-road with it. It was just kind of our fun vehicle. We took it on the beach, and that was it. It was new. It was kind of expensive at the time, I thought. I mean, that was back in 2013, and I think it was around $40-some thousand. I think it was 42 grand, maybe something like that for a Sahara. And I thought that was a lot of money. My wife wanted a four-door because if we had kids or whatever, we would be able to put people in the back. I got the two-door this time with the Bronco because, well, I told her, I said, if I don't get a two-door, I don't even want one, because I hated the four-door Jeep. I thought it was like, it just looked weird to me. It's just like the Gladiator. If the Gladiator was two-door, I would jump over people to buy one. But if it's four-door, it just looks funny to me. I don't know. Just for me, the way that back door is, that angle, it just looks, they could have made a better door for the back. Just, they didn't change anything. They used the door from the regular Unlimited, and that was it. So that's why I wouldn't necessarily want to have another Jeep. Also, I do like the fact that they're putting the V8 in it, but I don't like the price that they put on it at $74,000. I would get a TRX before I would get a V8 Wrangler Rubicon. But also, that one only comes in a four-door, which I also didn't want. So the Bronco has the two-door, it has the Lux package, it has all the fun stuff that we're going to want to have for that. I actually ordered tube doors as well. So I have the tube doors coming and the front winch, which if you go on the website right now, I don't know if it's changed from yesterday, but yesterday I went on there and I looked and there was no winch available. There was no accessories available. It was basically just packages. And I think that's just because of supply. They're trying to maybe keep it so they're going to be able to get these things out the door a little quicker and not have to have all these specific things for each person's build, which was kind of their gimmick in the beginning, is that you could actually order accessories and put them in with your vehicle payment. Maybe it'll still allow you to do that. I'm not entirely sure. They're probably going to have to wait for those things to come to the dealership and have them installed then. But it's been a journey with that. There's been so much going on with how things are happening, when things are happening. Nobody seems to know, and honestly, I don't either, because I'm going to see that vehicle when the dealership basically calls and says it's here. And I should be getting some updates through the Ford website on when my VIN is pulled and they're actually going to start building it. But like I said before in other Bronco videos, I did order in October. I reserved in October and then I ordered in March. So it's hard to say where in line I really am. And they're going to be doing batches of them. So, I mean, obviously Sasquatch package ones are going to tool up for that and probably build a whole bunch of those. Maybe two-door. I don't know when two-door or four-door is going to take priority. There's going to be less two-doors, so maybe they're going to build them first. Maybe they'll build them last. I have no idea. But basically, that's what we're going to be getting. A white Badlands Sasquatch package, full load, leather interior, all that kind of stuff. And we're definitely going to be using this thing. I'm going to take it out to the off-road park. We're going to be taking the Rebel out to the off-road park. We're going to be having them both on the beach. We're just going to kind of compare. They are a very similar cost to buy each one. I think with the winch and the tube doors, the Bronco is the same MSRP as the Rebel was, but obviously we didn't pay MSRP for the Rebel, so it was slightly cheaper, but it's within about $5,000 or $6,000 difference. It's not really that big of a deal, but we will be able to determine whether, if you're going to spend the money and you only want to buy one, and as far as off-roading goes, as far as daily driving goes, gas mileage, all that kind of stuff, capability, because you can tow with a Bronco as well. I got a hitch for it. So yeah, can we get by with just a Bronco, or do we really need to have the truck? Just kind of those fun things that we're going to be playing with as far as all that goes. So give me your thoughts. Am I crazy for buying a Bronco? Especially it's the first year, it's a new platform, it's all that kind of stuff. I'm confident that the 2.7 liter engine is pretty proven in the F-150, and I don't know that there's any difference between the one in the F-150 and the one in the Bronco, so those should be a good match for this vehicle, as well as the 10-speed transmission. And if you guys know a little bit about the 10-speed, that's been used in the Ford trucks, it's been used in the Chevrolet vehicles, The ZL1 has a version of it, and it's been really good from everything I've heard about it. So, I mean, 10-speed should be good. I would have gotten the manual if it wasn't for the wife not knowing how to drive manual nor wanting to learn. But, yeah, and you can't get the bigger engine with the manual transmission either. And the crawl gear, I'm not really worried about. I'm not a huge rock crawler. I'm more of like a trail kind of off-roader, but I'm actually pretty excited to learn a little bit more about off-roading because I've done a little bit of it in the past, but I would never say that I'm like a pro at any of that kind of stuff. Like, I just want to go out there and have some fun. So maybe I'm going to get to meet some of you guys out there and we can go out and just have a good time and test out the machinery and just kind of see how it all goes. And I know like four-wheeling with the ATVs and stuff has definitely been one of my favorite things to do. So doing it with the trucks and the Bronco and all that kind of stuff should be fun. But here we are in the office. Hopefully the echo isn't too bad. I've got a little bit of sound deadening going on in here, so I'm able to speak to you guys without it being like an echo chamber. But the more stuff I put in here, the more I think the echoes get going away. So it should be good in the future for doing, if we do some live streams or any of that kind of thing. If you guys want to sit and listen to me jabber on about what's going on and all that kind of stuff, we can definitely do that. But I just wanted to come out here and just kind of have a fun little video for you guys, update, talk about the Bronco a little bit, kind of talk about what's going on around here and all that kind of thing. So yes, Bronco is coming eventually and we are going to be going off-roading soon. Rebel is almost done and I think you guys are going to love it. Camaro, a little bit later on, we're going to be doing more with that. The Dart, that's staying the same. We're just kind of drive that. Porsche, same thing. That's really not going to get anything done to it. Maybe some repairs here down the road. But yeah, the Range Rover, if you guys are here for Range Rover stuff, I don't know if anybody really remembers that. I don't do a whole lot of stuff with the wife's Range Rover. It's a 2018 Velar HSE aerodynamic. And that's more or less just her car. I don't really do a whole lot with it. I will do an update before we take it back because we did a 3-year lease on that one because, well, it's a Range Rover. And who really wants to be stuck owning it if it's a lemon? So we leased it. We're going to be returning that. And I think she wants to get another Range Rover. So there might be a new Range Rover coming to the channel, you know, kind of in the background. And maybe I'll do a couple videos with it if there's enough interest. The Yukon is pretty much just staying as a family vehicle and there's no real reason to get rid of it at this point. I've always been kind of tempted to get an Escalade, but I think the kids would destroy an Escalade, and well, they've already done a number on the Denali. Just, yeah, if you guys have kids, you understand how hard it is to keep a vehicle clean, especially when you travel to the beach and all that kind of stuff. So that's just my ramblings for the day, for Friday. Hope you guys are having an awesome day. Hope you had an awesome week, and hope you have an awesome weekend. We're going to throw this now into the computer and we're going to edit it up for you guys and just kind of just a little update for you. And I hope you enjoyed my ramblings. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. And as always, keep that hammer down.